Well, happy Midweek Wednesday to friends and family at Bethel United Methodist Church. I am standing in the warmth and glow of our Advent wreath and our beautiful sanctuary on this Wednesday, December 16th, and wanted to bring a word to you today. Those of us who keep church time, Christian time, know that seasons come to help us. They're meant for our transformation. They're meant to help us along on the journey of faith. And Advent comes to help us practice different truths at the heart of our faith, one of which is waiting, simply sort of waiting, expectant, knowing that things that come to life often come to life in the dark. A seed sprouts in the ground in the dark. A baby takes shape in the womb in the dark. Jesus emerges from the tomb in the dark. New life often happens in the dark. So we Christian people have a practice as we wait for Christmas, that we know that things are happening, and as a gesture of our faith, we light candles in the darkening days of December. The first one was the candle of hope, then the candle of peace, and then this past Sunday, candle of joy. So this week we sit in the glow of joy. So I want to share with you something that I've read recently, heard recently, that is helpful to me, and maybe it'll be helpful to you. I was remembering as I read that human beings are wired, from our DNA, from our ancestors ages ago, to scan the horizon for any sort of trouble, for any sort of danger, for any sort of predator. And that's sort of hardwired in. And so people who study neurobiology, these things, say that we've never quite lost that scanning the horizon for any sort of threat. And therefore, there's a sense in which we gather things that are negative a little more readily than we gather things that are joyful. In fact, these same neurobiologists, neuroscientists would say that it takes 3 seconds for a negative imprint to make its way onto our brain. That a negative thought, 3 seconds, you got an imprint. And the reverse of that, a positive thought, a joyful thought, takes 14 seconds. So the odds really of holding on to something that is negative far outweigh the opportunity to hold on to things that are joyful, that are positive, that are holy, that are beautiful, that are meaningful. So in light of that, I want myself to be more aware of savoring the moments. Moments when there's the beauty of a brilliant orange red tree in December that just speaks of the majesty of God. A quiet fire in the fireplace, an evening shared with someone you care about, the joy on the face of a child, the look in someone's eyes when they're glad to see you, and they don't even have to say a word. Their face says, I'm glad to see you. Whatever it is, I invite you, as I invite myself, to be scanning the horizon for moments of joy, beauty, meaning, transcendence. And to just take an imprint moment, 14 seconds, just to let it soak in. That sound, that sight, that thought, that moment, and make an imprint that will last. I'm in my blue jeans and orange today because I am leaving here to head to the upstate where we'll be celebrating a graduation tomorrow. Elizabeth, our youngest, will be graduating from the School of Nursing. So 3 Clemson grads and 3 who will soon all be gainfully employed. And there's a lot to celebrate, but I am going to savor some moments. 14 seconds, and I'm gonna hold it because I want it to make an imprint and last. I hope you'll do the same thing as you sit in the glow of joy and we share the remainder of the Advent journey together. This week we'll gather on the 20th to light the 4th candle, which is the candle of love, and we'll hear the story once more of Mary's yes to Gabriel's invitation to house the holy. It's one of my favorite passages in all the Bible, and we'll be gathering around that story this Sunday. At 9 o'clock, open air, children's pageant, all sorts of sheep and animals, sheep and cows and camels and angels and shepherds and holy families. So 9 o'clock open air, and then 10 o'clock we'll gather around the story of the angel Gabriel and his divine invitation to Mary and really to all of us to house the holy in our lives. And then an update for Christmas Eve. As the staff gathered yesterday and looked at the responses that we had from you, as we had sent out 2 different surveys of your intentions and desires for Christmas Eve, we heard back from you that there were some 120 who felt most comfortable coming to the 4 o'clock open air. There were some other 43 who felt comfortable and desired to be inside in the sanctuary at 6. And then there were 13 for the 11 p.m. midnight service. In light of what you've shared with us, and in consultation with our worship chair, Paula Eden, we are going to postpone the latest of those 3 services, the 11 p.m. service. We're going to postpone it to 2021. And so what we'll do this Christmas Eve, we'll have a 4 o'clock open air service, a 6 o'clock sanctuary service, and then we will rebroadcast the 6 p.m. inside service at 11 p.m. So if 11 p.m. is your desire to bring in and ring in Christmas, it'll be there for you to invite into your home at the 11 o'clock hour. So 3 services, 1 outdoors, open air, 1 indoors, and 1 at 11 to view on your screen. So we've got some journey yet to go before the middle candle is lit, but let's take it together with eyes wide open, surveying the beauty and joy that are all around us. God's blessings to you.